so nice enough to write for me because on certain days, I just don't have time.
Okay.
And today was one of them. So, number one, which edition of the Women's World Cup is this? Is it A, 7th, B, 8th, or C, 9th? Brian.
Let's go with 9th.
Okay, John.
I'm counting.
3, 2, 1.
What'd you say? What,
7, 8, or 9?
I'm going to say it is 9.
Okay, Mace.
7.
And Cappy.
I'm also going 7.
It is the 9th.
9.
So
Anybody
that
else
is
say 9
Brian,
besides
Brian
me?
and John.
Okay.
Brian and John got that one. All right, number 2. In this year, the Women's World Cup was held in Canada and saw the largest overall attendance at almost 1.4 million people. Is that 2015, 2016, or 2017, John?
So 23, 2019. I'll say 2015.
Okay, Mace.
I'll say 2015.
Cappy?
2016.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm Cappy. 2016.
2015 is
Yes!
the answer. So John and Mace. Mace on the board.
Yes, on the board.
Cap, what's going on there?
Goose egg.
All right,
Check your
3.
dartboard. See if that thing's working.
It's actually unplugged right now.
The number 3, the Brazilian men's soccer team is the most successful World Cup team. How many times has the Brazilian women's soccer team won the World Cup? Is it A, 1, B, 0, or C, 2, Mace?
0.
Cap.
0.
Brian.
1.
And John.
1.
0 is the
Yes.
correct
Oh,
answer.
Mace,
That's
you've tied
Mace
me
and
up.
Cappy on the board.
Yeah.
Mace 2, John 2, Cappy 1,
Here we
Brian
go.
1.
Avoiding the
Ringo.
shutout. Let's go.
All right. Number 4, and this one will start with Cappy. Of the 8 Women's World Cups so far, one nation has won 4 times. Which nation is it? Is it United States, Germany, or Norway?
I actually know this one.
What is it, Cap?
Germany.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, I think it's Germany, too.
John.
USA.
And Mace.
USA.
It is absolutely the USA.
Yeah,
The
what are
USA
you guys
doms.
thinking?
Damn it, I thought that was a trick
Half
question.
of, half of the Women's World Cup have been won by USA.
I thought it was a trick question.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Walked right into it.
Number there's 8 of these. Number 5. For the first time in 2023, the Women's World Cup will have a full field of 32 teams. How many teams were in the first Women's World Cup back in 1991? Is it A, 10, B, 11, or C, 12, Ringo?
C12.
Okay, John.
10.
Mace.
10.
Cappy.
10.
It is 12.
Brian!
And
Let's
Brian
go,
is now back in it. Mace 3, John 3, Brian 2, Cap 1.
Damn it.
All right, number 6.
I suck.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say you're really bad at this.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not good.
Games not your strong suit. Number 6. The United. You're like Mace. The United States women's soccer team is the only team in the tournament to be a host country and hoist the cup. Which year did they win at home? Was it 1995, 1999, or 2003, John?
99.
Okay, Mace.
I think it is 99.
Cappy.
95.
Brian.
99.
99 is the correct answer, and
Yeah.
still alive.
Had to go for it.
I'm sorry, Cappy, you're out.
You're out.
Had to go for it.
Eliminated from the competition.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Go get a beer,
You
Cap.
can and play some darts.
You can
People
still play
are
the-
already
the
drinking here,
tiebreaker.
by the way.
Good.
God bless him.
All right, number 7, and we'll start with Mason John for these last ones. In their 8 World Cup appearances, how many games have the U.S. women's team won? Is it A, 30, B, 35, or C, 40, Mace?
30.
30. Okay, John.
35.
And Brian.
30.
It is 40. You had your chance there, Brian. It was right there for you.
Damn it.
Now you got to go different than John and Mace. All right, number 8. We'll start with John this time. Which nation holds the record for the most losses in the Women's World Cup? Is it A, Sweden, B, Australia, or C, Nigeria? John?
You said Sweden, Australia, or Nigeria.
Correct.
I'll go Sweden.
Okay, Mace.
I think it is Sweden.
And Brian.
Australia.
Oh, it was right there for you, Brian. It was Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Nigeria was right there for you, and you missed out on
All right,
it.
Mace, only the
Tiebreaker.
tiebreaker stands between you and your first win of the month.
You got something to write with?
Yeah, I do.
All right. The tiebreaker.
Okay.
Obviously, as you can see, the women's world soccer team is dominant.
Yes.
They hold the record for the most overall goals scored in the tournament. Without going over, how many have they scored, John?
All right, so this is the tournament from 1991 until now.
1991 till now. How many goals have they scored? Write down your answers. Go ahead. Write
Okay.
down your answers.
I'm going.
Without going over.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Do you write something down,
You got
Mace?
something down?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What do you got, John?
122.
And Mace.
81.
81. And the winner of the month is John Ireland. 138. 138 goals total. John Ireland wins the month of July.
I thought you were high also.
Beautiful. Well, I will be when I go to sleep tonight. But
That is true.
that is the only thing I'm adding up to.
That was a good game, Tyler.
All right, yeah, Tyler, we're not bad at all.
Nice work,
Much
Tyler.
better than anything Bergman would have come up with.
100%.
Absolutely. 100%. You're correct.
Cappy, set the scene for us at Danny K's.
Well, Danny K's, I've never been here before, guys, but it's just right down the street from Angel Stadium and, from the pond.
Yep.
And the train station, everything right here in Anaheim off Catella. And there are wall-to-wall TVs, as you might expect, at a place that, likes to have sports on during the day. There's a bunch of dudes and chicks in here drinking beer in the middle of the day. So I
God
like that.
bless 'em.
Yeah, I like that. There's probably a dozen pool tables, so they take their pool seriously
nice.
around here.
Nice.
And there's kind of a cool bar up front, too, and it's a big standalone building. This place, I cannot vouch for the food yet.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Okay? I haven't even looked at the menu yet, Mace, but I will get all up in
I'm
it.
sure you're going to be in it.
You know it.
You have, and you should be. You should be. Shadano's here. I mean, I think one of the things that makes you funny is your relationship to food. You got a weird. I mean, you're constantly. You've got just a buffet in front of you when you do one of these shows.
Right. In fact, you know what? That's a good idea. Somebody bring me the menu.
The
I'm
Danny
going
K's
to,
buffet.
Right. I need the menu right now. Can I grab that menu, sir, from the table right there?
Now,
Thank you,
even
sir.
you got to admit, Shadano, showing up at Danny K's, plugging in his Comrex
To a dartboard.
to a dartboard. It's pretty scrappy. That's pretty scrappy.
Turn on Sedano's microphone, Brian.
This one doesn't work. Go to that one. There's a tech problem.
Yeah, that one doesn't seem to be working.
We got the engineer working on it, right? The engineer
Oh, yeah.
working on this. Yeah, that
Is
might.
that
one
me?
is it?
Am I the
The first
engineer?
one?
No, you're fine.
yes.
You are an engineer, but you're not here. I think we got Shadano now.
Well, the funny thing was, I was going to say the reason I'm here is just in case, in the likelihood that he goes down and I can't even get on a microphone.
Oh yeah, that's right. But you got it working. You got it working.
This is truly guerrilla-style broadcast radio. Show up with a case that looks like you're carrying something illicit, plug into somebody's dartboard, and be ready to broadcast to all of Southern California. Pretty amazing.
It is amazing. Now, John and I have done this, weirdly. I don't think we've told this story in a very long time, but we used to do shows from a place called Tommy's in Long Beach.
No, Papa's.
Papa's in Long Beach, where they served fantastic tri-tip. And we were
Tommy
doing,
Lasorda's favorite place.
and we were doing a show with Tommy Lasorda, and the engineering department didn't even show up. So
They didn't
when-
know about it.
So when Lasorda got there, John was on one payphone, I was on the other, and we were doing a show together.
Standing next to each other on two
Oh,
payphones.
it's just insane.
That's
Sort of
hilarious.
make it on?
I don't.
I can't remember. I think eventually they showed up and set it up.
I think
and-
we put him on the phone at some point.
Yeah.
Lasorda,
Hey, hold
we
on.
did a
Talk
bunch
to
of shows
Tommy.
with.
Tommy, talk to John.
Yeah,
Talk to him.
exactly.
Here you go.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you made it. Who all is going to be there?
Well, I got me. I got Morales.
Yep.
I got Joseph from the Fun and Games department.
Joseph, great guy.
Jesse is our first listener to show up here this afternoon.
Hey, Jess.
All he wanted to know was, is he going to be able to listen to Game of Games when he gets here? And I can look at Jesse right now, and in about 30 seconds from now, he's going to look over at me and realize that I'm talking to him because I can see him holding his phone up to his ear as he's listening to Game of Games and Super Crosstalk.
Very exciting. It sounds. And by the way, this game tonight's a real game. The Netherlands are actually good.
Yeah, this is the toughest game they'll have in group stage. This is a rematch of the World Cup final.
Oh, that's right. I remember that game.
Do you remember the?
I remember.
I know it. I know there was one. I just don't know the year, so I just went.
No, that was that great game.
4
Don't
years?
you remember when
Was it
Mia?
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. 4
Don't
years
you
ago.
remember when Mia Hamm crossed that ball to Brandy Chastain?
Oh,
Don't you guys remember that?
Crazy.
Yeah,
Remember
I
that
don't believe
moment.
that was the one you're
That
referring to,
moment
though.
was frozen in time for me.
No, those are
frozen
you know.
in time.
Don't you remember when Alex Morgan crossed that ball and
To
scored
Megan
on her own?
Rapinoe, and she
Right.
headed it in.
Yes. Don't you remember that?
Yeah. Now, are you wearing like red, white, and blue?
No. Yesterday I did a fashion show.
I saw the fashion show on the on Twitter.
Yeah. So of the 3 shirts that I wore yesterday from Sunday Swagger, the one I've chosen today is the Fiesta shirt. It's got like the piñata on it, the sombrero. It's got the tequila, mandala.
Now, I've got the one with the drinks.
Oh, are you
The
wearing
different
that
kinds of drinks.
Yeah,
yes.
You're rocking that
different kinds
today?
of drinks. Yeah, I'm rocking it today.
And he's wearing like a Mr. Rogers sweater.
Well, because it's so friggin' cold in here, I always have to bring something extra.
No,
to-
I know. I'm just messing with you.
uh,
But it does have a
Don't
Mr.
mess
Rogers.
with me. I'm not in a mood to be messed with.
Are you
not?
really?
No.
Why not?
What's the matter?
No, I'm totally fine.
Yeah. It does have a Mr. Rogers, but 2023 vibe to it.
Correct. I mean, this is like
If he was doing the show in 2023 and Trolley was coming around
Correct.
in 2023, it would look like that as
But-
opposed to the old school cardigan-looking thing he had.
Well, wait a
anybody
second.
ever go back and think about Mr. McFeely? A weird name for a character.
Oh, for the little puppet, you're saying?
No, Mr. McFeely was the mailman, right?
Oh, okay, because there were
Mr.
different puppets. I don't
McFeely.
remember what all the puppets were called.
Yeah.
Little
What,
Cappy?
Mr. McFeely was the mailman for where?
Mr. Rogers.
For Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. McFeely. It's just a very odd name.
Yeah.
McFeely.
Did you ever watch that Tom Hanks movie?
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't.
really good.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. It's not a
Did
resounding.
you ever watch the actual documentary?
No, I have not.
The actual
is
documentary
good?
about Mr. Rogers is fantastic.
I'll check it out.
Mr. Rogers, by the way, was the speaker, the commencement speaker at my graduation at Bowling Green State University.
No way!
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
The entire we all sang.
When did he
It's a-
pass away?
I think I loved my speaker, and I think you got me beat. Mine was Carol Burnett.
Oh well, that's no, I don't know.
Mr. Rogers is pretty strong.
I
though.
mean, Carol Burnett is pretty impressive.
Pretty.
though.
You know,
pretty
when I
amazing.
was going to college, and this is in Pittsburgh, Mr. Rogers was still doing shows.
Yes.
And they produced those shows right there on campus. And it was really not unusual at all to go into like a breakfast spot and see Mr. Rogers sitting there. I remember one of my best friends came to visit me one time. We're sitting in this place, and he was like, oh my God, like starstruck. There is Mr. Rogers. Now, is this sweater today, George, that Mace is wearing? Would you call it from the Mr. Rogers collection or from the Shannon Sharp collection?
No, it's
No, it's
definitely
not
not
a
Shannon
Shannon
Sharp
Sharp
by any
sweater.
stretch of the imagination.
No, it's just
it's closer to Mr. Rogers, but it's like a zip-up hoodie.
Yeah, zip-up
But
hoodie.
it's what Mr. Rogers would wear in 2023 as opposed to those old-timey sweaters he wore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, the one thing that people don't know about Mr. Rogers,
What's that?
partied a lot.
Brian hit the super stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
There we go, and it is Super Crosstalk time. By the way, Game of Games.
my God.
Powered by Call Jacob. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. What's that, Cappy?
Well, there's a bunch of dudes over here.
Yeah.
And they look like they probably started, their job early in the morning. They're already, they've already hit quitting time.
Yep.
And here's a guy sitting in the bar wearing his, Captain Stubing hat, and shouting
Love it.
Love Boat. And here comes Casper Villa just walking in. I mean, they're coming in.
Casper!
The Circle of Trust is going to represent today at Danny Kaye's. That
That's
I know.
awesome.
That I know.
Yeah.
Somebody told me there is now on one of the streaming services.
Yeah.
It's either Amazon or Peacock. I think it's one of those.
They all
two.
blend together.
You can watch all the old episodes of The Love Boat.
Ugh.
What do you mean? Don't poo-poo The Love
You know
Boat.
that
Such 70s crap.
Princess Cruises is doing a commercial now that says the original Love Boat because it was a Princess Cruise, I believe, originally.
Oh, was it really?
on
So they
the Love
actually
Boat.
have a boat called the Love Boat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
You
it was in a
honestly could
commercial I
not get
saw.
me on one of those boats.
Me
No
neither.
chance.
Me either.
No, I'm not a
It's
cruise
like
person.
a floating petri dish for really
Right.
old people.
100%.
The only place
100%.
in the world where people still get COVID.
Not
Yeah.
reaching into the same shrimp pile that you are.
I don't mind a boat like a small boat where
I don't like
you're,
any boats.
You, like
No, I
not
love
even
boats.
if like a yacht.
No.
No, I love boats.
Hate yachts.
Wait a minute.
Love Boat.
What about like Jerry Jones's yacht?
It's got to be gigantic because I get
like
seasick.
Stan Kroenke.
super
Just take some
easy.
Dramamine.
No, it doesn't work for me. I'm telling you, I get
Really?
seasick all the time.
I do too, and I take Dramamine and I'm good.
We had a boat in the family.
You get
we had
those
a
things
boat.
you put on your wrist.
Yeah.
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 I have the no,
Soft.
tried everything.
That's just soft.
But a
I'll
yacht,
screw you.
a yacht, a yacht
Cap,
is
you'll,
big enough.
you'll appreciate this. You remember back in
Not
the
a yacht guy.
in the early '90s,
It's John Yacht Rock.
there was the America's Cup was a big deal,
Yeah.
especially in San
Oh
Diego.
yeah. Dennis Conner.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a TV reporter in San Diego, so they send me out to do America's Cup stories, and I realized early on, George, that I had similar issues to you, that I was going to get seasick.
Yeah.
So one day they gave me the things they put on my wrist, and it didn't always work.
Yeah.
So one day they send me out there, and we got our cameraman. We were on what were called spectator boats, and they get you close enough where you get some good shots of things. And then the Pure Platinum spectator boat drove by.
Nice.
And all of a sudden, my seasickness cleared up immediately. It was weird how that worked.
So funny.
Yeah,
That's really the solution. The solution for you to not get seasick is
Pure Platinum's boat.
There you go.
Put me on that boat. I
By
won't
the
get
way,
sick.
speaking of Pure Platinum, maybe that was one of the spots Oscar De La Hoya used to hang out with. Did you seen his documentary
Oh,
yet?
no, I
Okay,
haven't watched
I
it yet.
watched it in its entirety
Yeah,
last
me
night.
too.
It is fantastic.
Is it great? I saw it last night. I'm like,
Incredible.
I want to watch
It
it.
Incredible.
is George, tell me if you can think of one. I can never, ever think of a documentary. It's 2 parts.
Yeah.
Both parts are excellent.
Very dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can never, ever think of all the I mean, I'm like Lindsay. I watch every documentary known to man. He told them, whoever did this doc,
Yeah.
go get everybody from my life.
Yeah.
And even the people that, okay, so for example,
That he screwed over. Or he
he
or
had
whatever.
3 kids with 3 different
I saw
women.
that.
He went and they went and interviewed
All
all
3
the
of them.
kids who basically said, yeah, he was never around.
Yeah.
Then they went and got Shayna Mokler, his ex-wife, who
Right.
he screwed
First
over,
wife, yeah.
and she's in it. Then they went and got his second wife, Millie,
Yeah.
and he screwed her over,
Yeah.
and she's in it. Then the amazing thing is, remember there was that weird story where De La Hoya got caught taking pictures dressed up like a woman in fishnets?
Yeah.
And they went and found her.
The Russian exotic dancer in Guatemala. She was in
They
Guatemala.
went to Guatemala and found her, and I saw him on a talk show this week, and they said, this does not portray you in the best light. He goes, I didn't deserve to be portrayed in the best light.
Right.
I wanted it to be 100% honest and authentic.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah. There's
It
no
is.
holding back.
They get everybody that was in his life, good, bad, and indifferent, and they're all in the doc.
Yeah. I not to spoil it, but it absolutely, he out of the gate, it grabs you because of some of the stuff that he says right out of the gate.
Right.
Okay, the Dodgers
Are getting their ass kicked. After a great win last
are
night.
working their way,
Uh-oh.
Jeff Passan says,
Lance Lynn?
toward a trade in which they would acquire shortstop Ahmed Rosario from the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, he's pretty good.
He is good. He's good. He's a pretty good defender. This year, not necessarily much pop here. He's batting .265.
Well, that's better than Rojas, right?
In 412 plate appearances. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
3 homers, 40 RBIs, and 9 stolen
Yeah,
bases.
I told you guys at the beginning Rojas was not going to be a good player for this team. Like
He's been a very, very good defender.
He's
And
always
that's
been
really
a
what
great
they're
good,
looking
he's
for.
always been a great defensive shortstop, but he can't hit his weight.
And there's a few guys in the lineup that fit that description.
Yeah.
So, but what I thought when you hit the breaking news sounder, what I thought you were going to say is they're working their
Shohei
way
or something.
No,
Yeah.
towards Nolan Arenado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be, by the way, you guys know who Nolan Arenado's best friend is, right?
Yeah, Trace.
Trace Thompson.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Diamond and Key.
Yeah, it would be. Oh God, if they get Arenado, but if
But
Mace,
this is
if they
not-
get Arenado, would that lessen the chances they get Shohei after the season?
Depends on what they give back from a salary. Like if you give
Yeah.
up Muncy, you're giving up some salary.
Right. Muncy, I think, would move to second.
No, you'd have to give up Muncy in that scenario. They're going to want a guy that can play right away too.
Yeah, you're not talking about giving up Muncy this year.
The
Well, yeah,
Cardinals
to the
don't- for
to the
Arenado?
Cardinals.
You
What-
think that I don't think the Cardinals are looking for Max Muncy.
Well,
I don't think
they're definitely looking for prospects,
for
but they're going to want
But
someone
for-
to plug in.
Right, but George,
that's ready.
I mean,
to
I
play.
know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but for Arenado, I would put Bobby Miller in the deal, and they would want him.
I listen. I think you sell on Max Muncy right now. Like I know he's had 24 home runs, but he
He's
can't
only-
hit 200.
yeah.
But nobody's in the market for Max Muncy.
Yeah,
He's a guy
I-
that's batting 199,
Right.
who occasionally runs into a fastball.
But if you're in a rebuild, that's the type of guy you want on your team.
I would want Gavin Stone. I would want.
No, of course you're going to want those guys.
Young players. I'm not. If I'm the Cardinals and I'm 100 games out of first place, why do I care if I've got an everyday regular player coming over?
Because you're going to, if you're going to play all young guys, you need some veteran presence in the clubhouse.
Well, that's what Goldschmidt's for.
Yeah, right. He's going to be gone too.
So Dodgers at work now. Kike Hernandez and now Ahmed Rosario reportedly going to the Dodgers. That's probably a guy that's going to be shortstop every day. You're sort of putting together an infield or re-putting together an infield that was flawed to start with. If they were to add Arenado, and again, there's smoke, but there's no fire, at least as of yet, Arenado would play third. George thinks Muncy would be in St. Louis. I think Muncy would be at second base, but agree to disagree.
Well, wait a minute.
Two things can be true.
Okay, wait a minute.
Not really. Actually, you can't have that one work. Yeah, he can't play for the Dodgers and the Cardinals.
So, what do you do? What do you do with Mookie if you're going to put Muncy at second base?
You go back to right field.
All right, and then what do you do with Jason
field?
Hayward? He's been good.
You bat him against righties.
Yeah.
You've got an all left-handed outfield right now. You've got Outman, Hayward, and Peralta.
Yeah.
You can afford a right-hander out there from time to time.
Yeah.
That's why they went out and got Kike, and that's why Rosario is a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, and the
too.
Dodgers love versatility.
Yeah. They love to be able to plug guys in all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an exciting week. They're already at work. Andrew Friedman.
Well, thank you. It's about damn time.
Down 8-1, and they're making trades.
Yeah.
God bless
Well, it was
him.
probably a good idea because he's probably like, we're losing this one. Let's just pull the trigger on
I
it.
was watching after the game last night. I was watching the post game with Dontrell Willis, who I think is just
He's fantastic.
He is so friggin' good.
Have you heard him with Joe Davis call a game?
Yes.
Yeah,
he's great.
really good.
He's great.
Yeah. No disrespect to Oral, but it's just they're closer in age, so they have different conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I always like Joe teaching Oral pop culture as one of the side stories in the game. It's fun. I love it.
I like Jess on there too. She was great there
She's
yesterday, too.
great.
Yeah.
But Dontrell Willis said after last night's game, this was a turning point game. Never believed that there's such a thing as a
No,
turning
because they
point
win,
game.
and it was the greatest
in
game.
this game,
Down
and
8-1.
now the Dodgers just lost.
Yeah.
I knew that was not a turning point game last night.
Yeah.
It was a great
Well,
comeback win,
But a turning point doesn't mean they're going to win every one in a row.
that's true. That's
I-
true.
If they end up winning like 12 of 15, that's a turning point.
Yeah. Cappy, are you knee deep in food yet or no?
Not yet, but I am knee deep into this conversation. I think it's interesting that we're not really talking about pitching.
Not yet.
Like Nolan Arenado, I understand why you might want somebody like that. I personally don't want to give up on a guy like Max Muncy just because, to me,
I love a grinder.
I love heart and soul guys.
Well, he's got 25 home runs on
Right.
top of everything else.
But I just love guys that are part of your team, that are part of your organization, that means something to your fan base, like a Justin Turner did. I'm not saying that they didn't go on without Justin Turner, but I like Max Muncy. If I were the Dodgers, all I'd be thinking about is pitching right now.
Yeah, but everybody's looking for pitching,
Right.
Cap. The whole league is, and there's way more buyers than sellers. So the teams that are selling pitching,
They're gonna
are
wait.
are going to kind of have their pick of the litter.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's my pick of the litter.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this. You ready for this, Mason?
Ready.
Tell me what to do.
Bring it.
Do I go with an all-American burger? Mm-hmm. A pro sandwich. You want to know what that is?
What is the
please
pro
tell.
sandwich?
Please tell me.
Chicken breast, lettuce, tomato, red onions, avo, spicy mayo served on Parmesan cheese bread.
Ooh, that sounds better than the All-American
No,
burger
I'm with
to
the.
me.
So far, I vote for the All-American burger. Is there anything else
I
in?
vote for the pro sandwich.
Is
Me
there
too.
anything else in contention, Cap?
Although, don't call it Avo. That sounds so
Yeah,
pretentious.
avo sounds.
Jesus.
Just avocado. Say
Yeah.
the whole
Avo.
friggin'
Well,
word.
if the
Why
shoe
do we have?
fits.
Yes.
Why do we have to abbreviate every single
I
word?
just feel like I saved
Guac.
like a tenth of a
Guac.
second by saying avo instead of avocado. I'll have that tenth of a second later tonight to watch that documentary about Oscar.
yeah, that documentary's great.
How about a spicy buffalo fried chicken sandwich?
Oh,
I
you can't
love
go
a
wrong.
spicy chicken
it's
sandwich.
pretty hard to screw up a fried chicken sandwich too. I would say.
Oh, I've seen it done.
really?
Oh yeah, mostly
Here's
on
one.
airplanes.
That's one for you.
that's- yeah.
But spicy chicken sandwich is hard to beat. In my book, that's really hard to beat.
How about this one? The prime rib
Oh, okay.
on French roll with sauteed onions, mushrooms, and serrano chilies and Swiss cheese.
Okay. Does
Well,
it
that
have the
sounds pretty good.
au jus dip?
It doesn't say au jus dip, but don't you think au jus dip is like
Ask
an
for a
automatic?
side of au jus.
Yeah.
Gotta have au
So
jus.
did you guys hear about the British
And
Airways
avo.
flight
Yeah.
to London, LAX to London?
Yeah.
The food went bad.
Okay.
They had to throw all the food out.
Oh, wow.
So they realized it before the plane took off.
good.
And so in order to feed the plane, they had somebody that works at British Airways go to KFC and buy like 9 buckets
Oh,
of chicken
that's awesome.
with all the fixings. Now, here's my question. Would you be excited or disappointed if they said, guys, our food went bad, but we made a KFC run and we're going to feed you KFC.
KFC is awesome.
Yeah, who doesn't like KFC?
You know what I love? I love those bowls filled with
mashed potatoes and
then
corn.
and then
Yeah,
the chicken.
I'm with
and
you,
then
Mace.
gravy
I
on
would
top.
love it.
Yeah.
I think I'd say,
Most
hey,
airline
thank you.
food is not very good anyway. Yeah.
So one thing that still happens in the NBA is that they make rookies go on food runs.
Yeah.
So a lot of times right before we take off, there's an In-N-Out right next to LAX, and they'll make some rookie go and buy like 200 burgers at In-N-Out, and they'll come back in the front of the plane where all the players are. They'll eat maybe 20.
Right.
And then they'll just bring the rest to the back of the plane. So I hope the tradition of making rookies buy food never ends. But KFC was the choice of British Airways,
I think
which I
it's
thought
great.
was very resourceful.
Yeah, I always hate the people that bring on the food from outside, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
'cause
when
it
you're on
smells.
an airplane, somebody
Yeah.
brings in a big thing of Panda Express.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
We're in the middle of this plane. I don't want guy eating Panda Express.
Or
right
even
next
worse,
to
they
me.
bring sushi because it always spills and it always stinks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right.
Always
Well, wait.
bad.
If you're Mr. I'm going to sit and coach with the regular folks.
correct, I am.
So if you're going on a 5-hour flight, somebody wants to bring food, you're down on that?
Food on the plane.
There is no food on planes.
Get the friggin' wrap. Get the wrap.
Yeah.
They always have a wrap.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't every airline have a wrap? I'll have the wrap.
You got to buy it.
Yeah.
So you might as well buy something you want.
Pringles.
Well, if you
Pringles
go
and a
on
wrap.
Spirit, you got to pay for everything. You got to pay for the overhead.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You guys just have to see what just happened here.
Oh no.
What happened?
Here at Danny K's, so Morales just comes walking in, right?
Yeah.
And oh man, you may have just taken us all down. Are we still on the air?
No, you're on.
Okay. So Morales is just plugging in right now, and Crypto Ray and his daughter are here, and I haven't seen Crypto Ray and his daughter since the softball game, and the last time I saw Ray's daughter, we were getting down. I mean, down on the dance floor.
Nice.
You know.
Oh, he was at the after party.
Oh, he was. Yeah, of course he's at the after party. And so anyway, so Crypto Ray and his daughter were kind of standing here, and they were kind of like blocking the entrance, and Morales just like steamrolled him like he was Derrick Henry. Like just took him down. No offensive lineman
Really?
in front
Just
of him.
took him down.
Just put him just get out of my
Well,
way.
Chris has places to go and things to do.
One of the
Yeah.
most loyal
Wait.
P1s we have.
Cappy, I see in a picture that Charlie Kaplan, your dad, is there.
That's right. My dad's in the
Charlie's
house.
there?
That's right. Big Cappy, little Cappy. Wait a second. Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn on Morales'
C-Cap?
mic here.
What is his nickname? What's he go
Morales,
by?
can you
Am
talk?
I on now?
You are.
Oh.
You are on the air, Chris.
The great Charlie Kaplan's here.
Yeah. So what's tell us what's
And
it?
great Sedano and Cap P1's already in the building. Parking lot's almost full, Cappy.
I
That's
know. Place
awesome.
is going crazy here. I mean, people are in here drinking in the middle of the day. This is my kind of spot.
Yeah, exactly right.
So what's Charlie doing there? Is he visiting from Boca Raton?
He's going to help us engineer this thing.
Yeah. He's running for president of Del Boca
Yeah.
Vista.
Right.
Now, is this pickleball game back, or is he still struggling with a torn rotator cuff?
No, he's been playing. While he's been out here visiting me, he's been playing at like the place called Bobby Riggs Tennis Center, which is now the Bobby Riggs Pickleball Center. They've been out here showing off his game.
Nice.
Like
You
it.
know? Yeah.
How
All right,
long's
well-
Pop staying in town?
I think till early next week. You guys should see him right now. He looks like he works for the Fun and Games department. He's
Oh,
been
he
out-
looks so good.
Am
right?
I going to see him Sunday at the track?
Yes, you are. As a
Oh,
matter of fact.
nice. We're going to
Yes,
party
you
with Kaplan and Rachel and Charlie.
Yep, and my son Justin, who can't wait to hang out with you.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right, I'm actually going to listen just to see what happens at Danny K's.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is a professional operation. Cappy brought his Comrex. By the way, Cappy and Sedano, have you guys seen that our friends at West Palm, they're fighting back now on Twitter?
Yeah,
after we got mad at them yesterday.
You took a shot at them.
I did Ken Levicka for setting up his own Comrex at the Final Four. We could
Do you know that story about the FAU broadcaster? It became like a viral thing where
No, Mason and Ireland aren't down with the rest of GKB like we are. So
it was
it's fine.
it was a viral internet story though.
No, it's
because
okay.
Can I finish the story?
Sure.
Yeah,
Go
Morales.
I mean, they're waiting for me to tell the story. So Ken Levicka is the voice of FAU, and remember they
Okay.
went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently, you know how a Comrex it has, like the little phone Ethernet thing,
Yeah, right.
where it's got the little plastic thing on top that clicks it in.
Right.
The plastic thing broke.
Oh, no.
So the Comrex went down. The wire came out. He had to literally do the entire broadcast holding the thing in
Really?
while calling the
Beautiful.
Final
Oh,
Four.
that's amazing.
So Chris brought it up and said something that Cappy's going to do this in a dartboard, and where's his love?
Well, then
and
where's
blah,
our
blah, blah.
parade?
Yeah.
They gave a parade for West Palm Beach. They don't give us anything. Last week we had to rewire Black Gold to get on the air. Where's our parade?
And I'm like, it's a little different doing Danny Kaye's than the Final Four.
Yeah, it
You know
is.
what I mean?
There's
an
quantum
Ethernet is
leap.
an Ethernet, please.
Right. And a broadcast is a broadcast.
So let me ask a question. So does that mean I'm allowed to go anywhere I want and do
No,
the show
you're
as
not,
long
no,
as I
no.
can plug
You can't
in?
engineer like Cappy can
Of course I
engineer.
can. I
No, you
engineered
can't.
for 2
You
years
can't even
at my
figure out how to
house.
record your
You're
podcast.
gutless. I totally know how to do it.
You need one to set
It's
up
like
everything.
episode number
Well, wait a
270,
second. Wait a second.
you a-hole.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Didn't Morales have to go to your
3
house
times.
to set up your
Right,
Comrex?
but we've done it ever since.
And didn't you knock
we
knock
cut
yourself
out
off
the
the air on
middleman.
multiple occasions? And we would say, and you said, my Comrex doesn't work. And then we found out later that you just kicked the cord out.
That may have happened. May have happened.
I side with Chris in this debate.
Yeah, you're kind of not the
I'm
most...
just going to start taking my Comrex, do the show from anywhere the
Savvy.
hell
Well,
I
I've
want.
done it.
what I
Sedano
do.
and I have done it from every hotel in the country.
I'm just going to go to my favorite restaurant, plug in. Hey, we're
what you
doing the
should
show
do.
live from here.
Yeah.
And Mace, by the way, I've got an Ethernet cable.
Yep.
That's probably about 250 feet long, and I've got it all wrapped up in this thing right over
I
here.
actually
don't-
travel with a 25-footer for that exact purpose.
Me too.
Oh, no, dude, right now, if you wanted me, I could take this Comrex. I could go out to the parking lot at Danny Kaye's
Yeah,
and
nice.
still be plugged into the dartboard.
Nice.
Love it.
Now,
That's awesome,
is
man.
Charlie going to wrap that thing up after it's over? Is that
Oh.
his job?
Dude, I bring my dad. My dad is like, half engineer, half electrician, half promotions guy. I got
Awesome.
him talking to the waitresses about bringing over some of those all-American burgers.
Beautiful.
All right, I want to make sure everybody knows 710 Michelob Ultra, City of Orange tonight at Danny Kaye's. Morales already there. Cappy's already there. Charlie Kaplan
Wait, does
is
that
already
mean we're
there.
done at 6?
No.
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 What are you always looking to skim out an hour, man?
Yeah,
What are you,
I
JT the
know.
Brick?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Jim Gutless.
Danny Kaye's is at 1096.
Have a
Ed
date.
Montilla on his way.
1096 North Main Street. Got to be 21. It's going to be fun tonight. I am on assignment for the next couple of days.
Oh, good for
Yeah,
you.
I'll be back on Tuesday.
You
for
just
the trade
started the
deadline.
new deal, and you're already on assignment?
On assignment. On assignment.
I thought it was you were trying to make sure you got them all in before the end of the deal.
No, this is the
No,
beginning
this
of the
is the
new
new
deal.
deal.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. So, like, you were like scurrying
to get him in
a
at the
bunch of
very
days
end.
before your calendar turns.
Right, and now July 1, I have new, and I have to use.
Are
these
you going to
dates.
be able to get to those other days by the end of the what's going to happen next June?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
All right.
I don't like taking days during football season.
Oh, I don't
like
either,
working
but-
during football. Like we're killing time for football, really.
I mean, I feel like you took off a bunch of time during football, though.
Ton
He
of
is.
time.
He takes off
Absolutely
more
did.
time during football season than anybody.
I was
No,
just going to
absolutely
say.
did not. I'm here every day doing the show.
Mason, no way.
Absolutely.
There were definitely
I have-
days you
no,
weren't here.
I took 2 days off. One of them was Thanksgiving, and one of them was a Friday.
No, everybody
The Friday
took
af-
Thanksgiving and
No, the
Friday
Friday after Thanksgiving technically isn't a holiday, so
Everybody
I took
took it.
that one, and I took another day. But that's it during football season. I don't like taking days during.
I
football.
bet you if I went back on the podcast, we'd find more
Bergman.
days. He's not here.
All right,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm on vacation.
All right, see ya. Have fun.
Back Tuesday. Ireland is here with Ramona tomorrow at 1. Make sure you're here for that. Shadano and Cappy next, 710 ESPN.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more